Wow, this was a story I was going to do, and it's already got an update. All right. Pictured Patriots fan 26 punched in the face by Jets supporter as she is charged with assault for throwing the first punch. All right, I'm going to read the whole story, but this is the updated story. There's a video, it's all over YouTube, where you can see, and it should be in this story right here. And I'll, of course, have a link to this story, mail online, below. And basically, when you hear that a woman's been hit by a guy, and then you can see pictures of, and he's wearing a Jets, it's at a Jets Patriots game. So it really looks like here's this horrible guy, right, and hitting a woman, and it just sounds like a total complete nightmare. And you actually see the video, and yeah, after she runs past, one guy pushes the Jets fan back, and now he's separate from everybody. He's separate from the scrum that kind of happened. And this woman runs over, blonde hair, red sweater or whatever, and hits him. Okay, and he's a lot bigger than she is. And he kind of, not only a punch, more of a swipe, and hits her and it knocks her back. She's a lot smaller than he is. Now, you find out in the original story that he's a convicted killer. He got into a scrap when he was much younger, and he killed someone. And yeah. So that's who she was hitting, a convicted killer. But there's a real problem, especially in domestic issues and everything, because of the legal system, where women hit first, right, and there's not a crime, and then the guy hits back. I don't want anybody hitting anybody. I want the violence out as much as we humans can possibly get. I want it stopped, and particularly in home. Violence, it shouldn't be okay for men to hit their wives, nor wives to hit their husbands. Nobody should be hitting anybody. Get the violence out. Anyway, we'll go ahead and start reading this story. This is the female New England Patriots fan. Remember, this is the updated story. There's already a little bit more before, although this one is pretty concise. Who was punched in the face by a New York Jets supporter at a football game. You got to watch the video. It's short, but you can definitely see what's going on. Jacqueline Nugent was struck by convicted killer Kurt Paschik in a brutal attack following his team's last-minute win over Sunday night. Paschik, I'm not sure I'm not pronouncing it right, has become a national hate figure after the video of the attack appeared on the internet. After you see the video, you see it differently. I'm just telling you, the guy, nobody should just stand there and get beat on by anybody. Nobody should be hitting anybody to begin with. But so there you go. New Jersey State Police charged 4 people on Tuesday, including Nugent. Whoa. Her fellow Patriots fans, Amanda McDowell and David James Sasko, also face charges along with Paschke. So there's her friends, and then, like I said, there was a guy that pushed this guy back, and he was just out, that Jets fan was just separate from everybody, and he wasn't closing, he wasn't. I'm sure people were talking, because in the video you don't hear what's going on. I'm sure there was a lot of that going on. But this woman just runs over there and hits him, and then he just ham-fists her, and, it's closed fist, but it's just, a swipe, and then, of course, she goes back, because she's just physics smaller. A lot smaller. So, police have reviewed the fight and found, can you imagine this? If she would have had any idea that she was hitting a convicted murderer? Come on. Okay, police have reviewed the fight and found that both McDowell and Nugent were first observed kicking and punching Paschke. Okay, video is so, I am so glad. Everybody was so afraid of the state having video and people having video, and sometimes it's messed up, but I had to say, like 99% of the time, it seems to be good that we have video. Soon afterward, Paschke punches Nugent in the face. Sasko then struck Paschke in the face. The 4 fans have been charged with simple assault and disorderly conduct, and they are scheduled to appear at the East Rutherford Municipal Court. Now, I'm just going to tell you, stuff I've heard, horror stories about divorces and everything, the legal system in most states is just really hardcore feminist. So for this to go very far is a shock to me, if anything does happen. But the video is there. It's so clear that, but like I said, the chain of events, the guy, once you see the video, he's pushed back. This convicted killer. He's pushed back. He's pushed and pulled back. He's completely out of the picture. And, you know, the society we're in, I'm just going to say it. People, you know, some men were given a green light, you know, and to hit women before. Well, and that's rightly been corrected, but at the same time they said, oh, we're going to take that away because that's wrong, but now we're going to say, well, women can hit men, which is, as long as you hit first. So anyway, that's just, like I say, make your own decisions. So if you're a feminist, this probably isn't the greatest channel for you to be on, unless you don't understand what feminism is. The women's movement, feminism, at least this is all my opinion, of course, are two separate things. But anyway, continuing on. Mail order online can never reveal that Nugent, 26-year-old graduate from the University of Massachusetts with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and correction. She has worked as a healthcare technology in the healthcare technology company Meditech as an applicant specialist for 3 years and 3 months. Yesterday, she spoke out for the first time and talked to Mail Online from her office in Norwood, Massachusetts. Okay, and they have a lot of pictures. Like I say, the video really, if you just heard, here's this big guy hits this woman, without the video, you would just lock the guy away. Right? But you can clearly see that she and her friends are really seem to be the prime. When it comes to physical, like I said, I don't know what, you know, but anyway. She confirmed that police had been in touch with her since the assault, and when asked whether Paschke was going to be charged, she replied, I really don't know at this stage. Before her time at Meditech, she spent 7 months working in an IT and Granite Telecommunications. Her linked profile describes her role, saying she has to apply knowledge, okay, whatever, build and maintain, leading radio, blah, blah, provide exceptional levels of okay, well, oh my God. It's like reading somebody's application here. Okay, she lives in an apartment. Just they're showing stuff from her job, you know, description. She lives in an apartment based in a converted townhouse in the Charleston area of Boston. It is believed her mother, father, and 2 younger brothers live in Marble, a small town around 40 miles west of Boston. Jacqueline has a clean record with no criminal convictions. The one thing that a lot of people do, I like Mail Online, okay, the Daily Mail, I really do, but their stories are not always, you know, there's just stuff in here we don't need to know. The incident was caught on video showing a large man wearing camouflage shorts, Wayne Chebbett jersey, number 81, being hauled away from the crowd by another man. It's unclear what started the brawl, but a new rule that helped the Jets clinch the victory may have had something to do with it. According to, I really don't like how they're trying to imply that the football game, fans can be stupid no matter what. Somehow the football game caused this. According to the Newsday, the new rule stipulates that a player may not push a teammate into the opponent's formation. The rule was brought to bear when the Patriots' Chris Jones pushed his teammate Will Svivic forward in an attempt to block his kick. After Jones was penalized, the Jets got 15 yards closer, and Nick Folk made a 42-yard game-winning kick. The Jets team spoke. Okay, this has nothing to do with it. There's no way you're going to tell me. Look, if a team wins or loses, it doesn't. I mean, that in and of itself can aggravate fans, but enough to start hitting each other, it's simply no excuse. It just isn't. So I'm getting away from her job application information, job description, and the game, which I really, come on. He's the victim, really, she told the New York Times. He's just concerned for his mother and himself. Colleen Paschke says that from the beginning of the game, she and her children were heckled by a group of Patriots fans. Uh-oh. These same fans, of whom Nugent was one, allegedly set upon Paschke as they were leaving the stadium. He was just hitting back to defend himself, she said. It wasn't done deliberately. If you see the video, they just went wild, which it supports that. It does. Colleen Paschke told the Daily News that when Nugent left, she flicked blood drawn by Kurt Paschke at her. According to the New York Post, Paschke was originally charged with murder, but was convicted of a lesser crime. I am deeply sorry, Paschke said at the time of his sentencing in 19... Now this actually is pertinent, I think. Since his sentencing in 1995. I can honestly say I never sought the confrontation, but when it came, I did what I had to do. The father of the deceased told the New York Post that Paschke got off lightly from the stabbing of his son because Paschke's father was a Suffolk County police officer. I wrote to the judge later that the guy is going to kill again. Robert Furr, 80 years old, told the New York Post. He killed for no reason. He went out of his way to get a knife to stab my son. My son was involved in a fist fight, and he went to get a knife and stab my son. They were the same age. They were the same size. He had no business killing my son. Okay. Convicted. Well, he got convicted for a lesser crime. This is somebody that's killed somebody before in a scuffle. But there's just real short. I'm going to read some comments because he got some really good comments here. Stop hitting each other. But you can see how this is. How can people feel justified? How can she feel justified doing what she did? And feel that she should be able to get away with it. I mean, this is a problem. This is a real problem. And you've got men that feel that they have well, first you had men that thought that under certain circumstances you could hit women and just be justified for doing it. And then society said, no, you can't. And then that was implemented. Now men are very afraid of any physical confrontation for the most part with women. And then, okay, at the same time, but it came really, I saw this really in the 90s, is where women just, if you say something I don't like, I'm going to hit you, and you can't do anything about it. And so women have gotten used to being able to commit violence on men, and feminism says you're justified because men are pigs anyhow. And the legal system goes along with it, because in domestic cases and all this kind of stuff, whoever she hits first, she's smaller, and then if he does anything, he goes to jail. And that's the way it is. Now, a lot of the younger guys that have been brought up in this system are like, a lot of them are not afraid to go to jail. More and more people are from broken homes, they're from single parents, and more guys, this is just what I'm seeing from the internet, if there's any truth to it, simply don't care. So you have feral women and feral men now don't respect, men don't respect men, they don't respect women. You have women don't respect other women, they don't respect other men. You just see how it is, and it's just violent. The whole, all level of violence. And these aren't, and people try to say, well, this is poor people, whatever. If you look at this, these are not really poor people. This is society, okay? And these things bubble up, and especially if you see morality isn't, you don't go to the upper crust of society for morality, because they're not the most moral people. They're just the people that can afford to go to drug rehab and everything else. But anyway, let me go ahead and read some of these comments, and they kind of get right to the point. Some person, okay, I'm not going to, unless it's like, it looks like a real name, I'm not going to name it. Okay, just whatever, names. Goes, how do you like those equal rights now? Right? And if it is, if this is the way it always was, violence would go down. People should not have a green light to go down. It's like that story of the people on the motorcycle with that guy was with his family, and the motorcyclist thought, well, we got numbers so we can do what we want. People just got to stop the violence. And, well, society has to put the foot down on it. Dennis Eckersley. What's with all the women fanatic over football these days? So butch. Okay. And then another person goes, not a man. Okay, he's not a man, but she's not a lady. That's probably the best quote right there. Okay, that is probably right on the money. Let me read a few more comments because I love to get the viewpoint of other people. Please leave comments, and I'll get back to you with them on my videos if you want. We are Charger fans, and a couple years ago we went to a Pats game, Foxborough. Wore our Charger shirts. San Diego's winning for a while, and the Pats fans were very nasty. We never said a word. We just let them go. Later, the Pats got ahead of us, and they still ran their mouths. Horrible fans, almost as bad as Raider fans. Woo. They're notorious. We have to deal with them in San Diego every year. Sometimes we don't go to the Raider game because of that, and we have been season ticket holders since 1983. Wow. Sad people are like that. I'm a woman, and I have to say the girl asked for it. She should have not. He should not have punched her, but she clearly got it in his face. Yeah, she hit him. Wow. And see, this is interesting. You get a lot of different angle points. I like it. Another person, Bunny Faber. That's your real name. So confused, so drunk, a-hole, ex-assault, drunk, a-hole. Why then? Drunk a-hole Z zipped into fray as did drunk a. Okay, with W. Okay, probably should have skipped that one. Okay, and another person goes, she's hot but not too smart. She got what she deserved. Haha. She went after him in the video. You do see that. You have to see. The key to this is you have to see the actual video for this to make any sense. She went after him in the video. She was just a sorry loser because she lost the fight. Wow, I'm shocked. All the comments saying he was justified to hit her. I love this comment. Let me start over again. This is old school right here. Wow. I'm shocked by all the comments saying he was justified to hit her. I was raised where a man is never allowed to hit a woman. Period. So that means as a man you are a piñata that a woman can hit and hit and hit all she wants. Let me read it again. I was raised where a man is never allowed to hit a woman. Period. My rule has always been, and I have minimal problems with women, but my rule has always been I don't hit women. And you've heard this before, but you know, I get hit by a woman. She's not a woman anymore. She's a dude. That's baloney. As a man, I shouldn't be able to hit women. I shouldn't be able to hit other men either. The violence is just wrong. But I'm not a piñata for anybody. I'm not going to sit there and get put in the hospital because I'm just sitting there getting... That's just crazy. Also, this was the negative comments on that last comment far outweighed the positive. It was like, as of the reading of this, it was 33 positive, 106 negative. So, yeah. But that's a real point of view. And that's another reason I love comments. All right, let me read two more real quick and I'm going to close this out. That's definitely not a real name. Okay, this happens all the time. Women get a little booze in them, think they can roll and throw punches like the big boys, get hit and cry, and now they will look to the government to save them. Oh, so typical of the female race, which is why your crowd is on the decline. But see, I don't like this either. I don't like hitting an entire gender of people. Feminists, in my opinion, would probably condone this on some level. I'd be shocked if any feminists. I think that women in the women's movement, women that want human rights, want equal rights, would see that impinging on someone else's rights like that is just flat out wrong. So we shouldn't be hitting each other. And we'll go ahead and make that the last comment because that was pretty succinct. That was pretty good. All right, love doing this. I love just producing the videos. I like to do, if you want to get feedback, especially once this channel eventually gets some subscribers and everything, we can start getting more people that are regular. It's kind of a news junkie place, this channel, right? You know, some news stories, we can kind of talk and chat about them a little bit and have some fun. This is Steve's News and Opinions.